Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2014 National Innovation Awards in Science and Technology, which have this year been twinned with the National Medal in Science and Technology, which will be presented by the Prime Minister this evening for the first time. When we think of scientists and those who work in technology, the established norm is to think of some bespectacled and absent-minded recluse whose sole concentration is on esoteric themes like equations and proofs. While these activities remain an important part of science, the days of those pioneers are now behind us. Today's scientific innovator is a much more creative person as a scientist or technologist. They are examining the world and the world's problems with a view of changing things and making life better for all of us. And for that, we thank them. The tremendous changes in telecommunications over the last 3 decades are well known and have transformed how we live, work, and play. This evening, we honor those who are looking at the specific problem areas of daily living and of making life easier, healthier, safer, cheaper, more enjoyable, and accessible for us all, so we can be more productive, more creative, and more content. This is absolutely essential work being done by irreplaceable geniuses who are passionate about Jamaica, land we love. At this time, to offer opening remarks, please welcome Professor the Honorable Errol Morrison, Director General of the National Commission of Science and Technology. Professor?
Most Honorable Prime Minister, Minister Powell and members of government, Mr. Robert Lee, the Chairman of the National Foundation for the Development of Science and Technology, members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of the National Commission on Science and Technology, its advisory committee, and the Secretariat. All distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I bid you welcome on behalf of the National Commission, and I want at the very outset to share some high sides with you, Faye having kicked it off. Because the report has just come in, and you can always check the internet if you doubt me, and a major scientific breakthrough has occurred in the medical sciences. Because up north just recently, 2 patients who had failing hearts had a major surgical operation where they sliced the hearts in 2 and transplanted them. Now, the 2 are back and working half-heartedly. The Prime Minister and Minister, I want to assure you that the members of the National Commission, the Advisory Committee, and the Secretariat are committed to working wholeheartedly in putting science, technology, and innovation at the core of the developmental track for this country, and to ensure that the decision-making is evidence-based and data-driven. It is in that context that the recent first meeting of the reconstituted Commission gave a number of mandates. First of all, it is agreed that it is time to review this country's policy on science, technology, and innovation. Secondly, we have been mandated to popularize the science, technology, and innovation. Because as Faye was indicating, many a person, when they hear science and technology, they think of the white coat, the laboratory. And whilst that may be important, what you may call the discovery science, the big area that we have been neglecting at our peril is the cultural science. What we learn every day in the streets, in the communities, what we learn from our parents, our grandparents, and those before, the cumulative knowledge, the cultural science. And what we have been mandated by our Prime Minister and Chairman of this Commission is to ensure that everyone understands that when we say science, it is affecting their daily lives. Yes, we can. And what our chair has continued to say, she has said, look, we must pull together the tremendous cultural science around our healing plants and healing waters and bring them together under one coordinated thrust, a national nutraceutical industry. Madam Chair, we have already begun. And what we want to do in bringing this whole consciousness of science and technology to the people is to get them to use that knowledge which they have. To use that knowledge innovatively to create some jobs and to earn an income for themselves, for their families, for their communities, and by extension, the country. And we understand that whilst we make that push, we need to assist them. And that is where the importance of a national research fund comes into play. And assisted by, again, the chairman of our advisory committee, Mr. Robert Levy, we intend to make that happen through the local and international connections that we are pursuing. It is in that context then that I just wanted to introduce the work of the National Commission to you all. You will hear tonight from the Minister and from the Prime Minister herself, the Chairman of the Commission. So, more now. I just want to turn briefly to say a special word of congratulations and welcome to the some 93 innovators who have submitted their inventions and ideas for closer scrutiny. The selected group who are here tonight, a special word of congratulations. And in particular, the 3 nominees whose life's work in science, technology, and innovation have been put under the microscope. And tonight, one will emerge as a national awardee. Our profound congratulations to you all. Minister, this is a very reluctant group to come. So you got to come good. But I'm sure we will stir them up. But before I sit down, and this is serious now, I want to share with you an important cutting-edge bit of scientific information. We're here celebrating science. Let me just tell you that the scientists now claim that we can all live forever. I know you laugh. But this is a serious comment. What is happening, you know, we, the scientists in that area, have recognized that when our cells multiply, and you know where this is being done continuously, every time they divide, the genetic material, the DNA, is held together by a little thread called a telomere. And every time that there's a division, that thread shortens. And with the shortening, the ability of the cells to divide reduces, and that's how we age and eventually die. Now, the scientists have found a way to prevent that thread from shortening. My only regret is that it comes now. Because I wanted to submit myself to live forever at age 45. Nonetheless, and that is a serious comment, the first one might have been a half-truth. But you know, with this room within which is gathered so many scientists, technologists, innovators, and with such awesome and amazing discoveries being made almost daily, I thought I would just end on a little sobering note and share with you what is best described as a parable. A group of scientists at an international meeting, reviewing all the major discoveries that they had made, and recognizing now that they had the answer to life in their hands, decided, you know, we know everything. We can do everything. We don't need God anymore. So they decided they would assign the chief spokesman to go and meet with God. And so said, so done. The scientist went and he met with God and he said, God, we want to thank you for all that you have done for us. We really appreciate it. But now that we have all the answers, we can create life. We know everything. We want to thank you and to tell you we are going home. We need you no longer. And God said, what? Can you be so ungrateful? All that I did for you? And God stooped down and took up a handful of dirt, spat on it, rubbed it, and created man. He said, there it is. I created you. And the scientist said, yes, God, but we can do that too. And he stooped down to get a handful of dirt, and God said, oh no, get your own dirt. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Science, Technology, and Innovation. This is going to be a fascinating evening. Enjoy and welcome. Thank you, sir.
The man who inaugurated the National Innovation Awards and is host of these awards, the Honorable Philip Corwin, Minister of Science, Technology, Energy, and Mining.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. You know, yesterday I did the same thing at a function, and I thought I would elicit a little bit more response when I reminded them that in the newspapers yesterday morning, we saw JPS announcing an 8% price reduction. And I still didn't get any response. And then when I told them what we discussed the previous evening when we launched our exhibition, and that we were talking about ganja, we got a little high. But I made the point that we were talking about medicinal ganja. I am so delighted to welcome you, to join in that welcome, and to say how pleased we are to see so many of you out this evening. You know, somebody asked me, why is the government spending money to recognize our scientists, our technologists, and our innovators? and my remark was quite clear. I say that we honor our sportsmen, rightly so, and we have massive functions to do that. We honor our musicians, rightly so, they deserve it. I see no reason why we should not honor those who we are looking to get our economy going. Many of the persons we are honoring are persons in the small and medium-sized enterprise. And it is our policy to promote this sector because it is the fastest way to solving our unemployment problem. And so I'm so pleased, Prime Minister, that you have allowed us to twin this award with your own medal of recognition for science, technology, innovation, and to upgrade it from just a minister's function to embrace our head of government. Our head of government. And I'm also so delighted that the Prime Minister has resumed the chairmanship of that all-embracing institution that brings together academia, government, and very importantly our private sector to enable this popularization that we are pursuing, to get every single Jamaican to recognize that until we are focused, are preoccupied with adding value to whatever we do, whether we're producing goods or services, then we are not going to be out on deep roads. And yes, we can stop. The energy Before I introduce the Prime Minister, I want to just say one thing, because we note again the tremendous interest among the entries in the field of information communication technology. And you know my passion and my bias. I believe that this is an area where Jamaica can do and will do very well. And we have done, as a government, so many things to facilitate the ICT sector. Next week, the Prime Minister has allowed me to travel. So I'm attending this World Conference on the Internet. It's amazing this discussion is taking place worldwide that I don't think we are familiar with about the Internet. That Internet is so pervasive, is so critical to our own success in the ICT field. And there are many countries that have various views about the Internet. In fact, 2 days ago, President Obama issued policies in relation to the Internet. We are going to China, and China has just assumed the Secretary Generalship of the ITU with clear position that we should not interfere with the Internet. Let it remain free and accessible to all. Let us not put any charges, any additional charges to the Internet. Let countries like ours, that now, because of the Internet, has this opportunity to be on the same level as others. And I just want to make an announcement because sometimes we're accused PM of announcing things and they don't happen. So we started a project in January of this year. We didn't announce it, but it has happened. You know, if I'm to send Faye an email from where I am to where she's at, that email, when I press that button send, it takes it from here to Miami and back to Jamaica. It's like mailing a letter to Faye, and the post office rushes it to the airport to catch a flight to Miami, comes back to Jamaica and delivered to her. That is how the Internet works for us. We are changing that. And we are now in a position where since January we have been working to establish an Internet exchange point for Jamaica, which will enable all the providers, ISPs in Jamaica, to connect at a physical location It is now up and running at eGov Jamaica Limited. It is in place. It has been facilitated by some tremendous work done by OUR or eGov company. And we now have this exchange point that will enable all internal internet transactions to take place within Jamaica without having to leave our shores. We expect to see some price reduction. We expect to see our local content developers see this as a tremendous opportunity to provide content locally. This morning we signed contracts for over $100 million for content for the Tablets in School project. And we see this as a tremendous opportunity to get our people now to have freer, swifter access to the internet. Tomorrow we'll say more about it. It is important that every single company is connected. So we'll have to mandate that, but already I'm assured that Lime and Flow and Digicel, that they are now connecting to that exchange point. And we are encouraging all others. We don't really want to have to mandate it, but if needs be, we will. I want to thank our sponsors for this evening. All the sponsors, government, Petrodam, BCJ, and of course, we have to mention the Petro-Carib Development Fund, as the view is here. Thank you very much. The SRC, Sagicor, JPS Co. I want to thank you very much. It's not as big as it was the last time, but we understand why. And I want to mention in a special way, Lime. They were called at the very last moment, and we received a tremendous sponsorship from them. So I want to thank you, Chris. Our Prime Minister needs no introduction in our country. Our Prime Minister, ladies and gentlemen, our Prime Minister.
Thank you very much, Minister. Madam Master of Ceremonies, Ms. Faye Ellington, Reverend Mitchell Dixon, the Chairman of Jamaica Council of Churches, Honorable Minister, Professor Cowell, Professor the Honorable Harold Morrison, and I want to recognize in a very special way his wife. Her worship, the Mayor of Kingston, Mr. Robert Levy, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Mr. Watson, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, good evening. Our history is full of examples of men and women, many of whom served in the public sector, who had made groundbreaking discoveries that have resulted in significant developments. I make mention of Professor the Honorable Mandy West, who along with Dr. Lockhart and Dr. Henry Lowe developed from the ganja plant the drug Canacer for the treatment of glaucoma. They also developed Asmason for the treatment of asthma. Then there was Thomas Leckie, who developed 4 new breeds of cattle More recently, outstanding work has been done by a long list of innovators and scientists. Dr. the Honorable Henry Lowe, scientist, researcher, and entrepreneur. Keith Amian, agriculturist and researcher. Oya Barnett, food scientist, science policy practitioner and administrator. Walt Brockley, aeronautical engineer and computer scientist, innovator. Wilfred Chan, chemist, educator, and natural products expert. Anthony Chen, Nobel laureate, physicist, educator, and environmental scientist. Carlton Davis, bauxite industry expert. Lawson Douglas, consultant, urologist, Silverton almost died. Sportsman and outstanding son of Jamaica. Ian Sangster, chemist, entrepreneur, and innovator. George Sidrock, botanist, educator, water researcher. George Spence, master blender, inventor, science lecturer, and food chemist. See, thank God we have one woman in the lab. And Carl Wellington, animal scientist, educator, researcher, and innovator. Ladies and gentlemen, these are only a few of the outstanding sons and daughters of Jamaica who have excelled and continue to do outstanding work. Let me hear it for them. And there are still many others whose talents, innovations, and inventions may go unnoticed. As a matter of course, in our daily lives, Jamaicans practice innovation and creativity and what we normally say in the country, indeed, rural Jamaica, turn my hand and the fashion. That is to make the best of any situation. Many innovations have been born of necessity, which is said to be the mother of invention. You understand what it said, the mother of invention. The government has been paying special attention to innovation. I really want to pause to commend Minister Paul Webb, and he knows that he has my full support in giving full support to our innovators and our scientists. We are embracing the knowledge economy with the related and integrated areas of science and technology and the creative industry. I am therefore extremely pleased tonight to share in the recognition of outstanding Jamaicans who have contributed and continue to give up their best in the advancement of science, technology, and innovation in Jamaica. The efforts of the persons and institutions we honor this evening have been laying a solid foundation for a major leap forward in terms of economic growth